Morning, Mr. Chairman, committee members. Thank you for the opportunity to speak this morning. To speak about an issue that's extremely passionate to me, I feel very strongly about. In 1985, I was a faithful wearer of my motorcycle helmet when I rode my Kawasaki GPZ 550 motorcycle around San Diego, California. I'll be here in a second. One night after work, after my divorce that went very badly, I was working as a cook at Jerry Fridays. A friend of mine needed a ride down to the beach to get his car, so I said, I'll go with you. He said, no, I can't ride with you, Mike, unless you give me your helmet. I was very nervous, of course. I said, okay, I'll give you my helmet. I went down La Jolla Village Drive, UCSD, crashed my motorcycle over the center divider, end over end. I sustained a severe closed head injury. As opposed to my passenger, he sprained his wrist. Who had the helmet? My passenger, not me. All it took was one time. I lay comatose for 4 weeks. Then an inpatient in the hospital for 3 months. Doctors, nurses, 3 to 4 times a day, therapies, physical, occupational, speech therapy. I have a small speech impediment now, so just bear with me. I sustained multiple fractures in my head, except for my head. I broke everything over here except for my skull. I meddled my jaw, meddled my eye orbit. But the telltale sign of my accident was I have a short. To this day, I'm 51 years old now. I have a short-term memory impairment and a cognitive processing speed impairment. So I'm not the quickest knife in the drawer, or quickest guy around in the room anymore. My doctors and plastic surgeon, maxillofacial surgeon, and so forth told me, parents and me afterwards, that my injuries would have been exponentially less severe if I had been wearing a helmet. These guys are trauma surgeons and doctors at Scripps Memorial in San Diego Level 1 Trauma Center, top doctors in the field. And now I have a figure for you. Now here's my punchline. 25 years ago, the cost of my care, my dad added up, kicked all the bills, was give or take $10,000, $650,000. Who paid that? County Medical Services Program in San Diego vis-a-vis the state treasury. I had no insurance, public money. Which brings me to Missouri, where I've used, I've been here a Missouri resident for 21 years. I've used state vocational rehabilitation services to a large extent. I paid for most of all my tuition and books for my college degree at St. Louis. They paid for job development services, psych counseling, job follow-on services, subsidized my wages at a physician recruiting firm for a year. I now recruit doctors successfully. And that's the Missouri connection. I'm a successful physician recruiter, taxpayer, voter. I'm married to my beautiful wife back there. I have a car. I receive no public assistance, and so on. But had I been wearing a helmet, the medical costs would have been so much less. And I think that it's unwise to. All I ask is that the committee members and chairman don't enable mostly young people to go out there and make that choice and not wear a helmet and go out and crash. It's not just an independent solo decision. If they crash, they usually hurt themselves and or someone else, and that has consequences, monetarily and emotionally, and family consequences and so forth. And I've turned out well, but not without God's grace. And a lot of work. Even to this day, I'm working very hard at speaking and enunciating my words and so forth. And I don't have as many friends anymore since the accident, and a lot of people don't like to associate with me because I'm slow. I'm not very quick. I'm not very quick with crowds. And so I'm not saying woe is me, but please don't help motorcycle riders to put themselves in this position for something like me. Something that happened to me is going to happen to them. Thank you so much for your time. I'll take any questions.
Questions? No, thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming. coming. Anyone else wish to testify against?